series of distributed DBMS. In this video, I will cover a very important topic regarding DBMS is query processing. I am Jishan Sikh, Assistant Professor in IT Department of LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. So, in query processing, basically we are trying to cover how exactly query process when user is trying to execute its query. So let's start with today's session. So in this particular session, I will try to cover basic introduction of query, components of query processor and query processing in distributed DBMS. So let's start with the introduction session. So basically, if any relational database is trying to cover how exactly it's performed compared to other database, then it's totally depend on non-relational database query. So what is the difference between relational and non-relational database? So when we are trying to cover basically SQL and other database, then we are knowing that that is a relational database queries. But when that exactly converting that query into the some relational algebraic particular type, then it is known as a non-relational database particular type. So when we want to talk about the performance of the particular database, then we have to take care about that. So when particular database is trying to execute the query, what type of problems can be occurred? Okay, so when we are trying to cover the problem, so basically there are two types, correctness and efficiency. So what is correctness of the particular query processing? So when we are converting our particular query into the relational database, so exactly particular query is converted into the relational database or not. For example, if I want to talk about real-time example of select query, select star from student table. So this is my relational query. But if I want to execute that query using the concept of query processor, so how exactly query processor is performing that execute that query? So it first convert into the some non-relational query, that is the combination of selection, projection and other types. So if I am converting this query particular into that particular type, so exactly that query is corrected or not. That means it correct the syntax or syntax correct or not, semantics are correct or not. That is all about the correctness. Next is efficiency. So if particular query is executed, so how efficiently it gives the response. So for a single query, more than one alternative can be happen. So which alternative is efficient, that will be decided by the particular query processor. So when any query is processed at the query processor, the particular query processor has to decide the correctness and efficiency. So majorly query processor has to decide in some specific amount of time. For example, if I want to find the name of employees who are managing the project. So how exactly this query is executed in real scenario if we are talking about distributed DBMS. So if database server is available at central point, then it will be considered as a centralized DBMS. But if we are considering project table and employee table is available at different sites, so it can be considered as a distributed scenario. So if we comparing both the scenario, so exactly query processor taking the same time or different time, what are the other factors may be affected? So if we are talking about specific centralized database system, then only query processing time will be considered. But when we are talking about distributed scenario, then communication cost will be affected here. So this type of scenario can be affected as a problem for query processor for different things. So let's start with the particular query processing methodology. So when we are talking about the user query, that is our SQL query, that will be known as a high level query language. That is a structured language that will be known by particular user. But when the query processor is getting that query from the user, first it checks the syntax. If the syntax is correct, then it will try to convert into the relational or particular specific query, that is known as a low level data manipulation commands for the DBMS. So query processor is take care about the how the particular query is coming from the user, what are the particular alternative for that query, what are the cost estimation for that query, and how efficiently that query can be executed. So this is the task of the basic query processor. Now we are moving to the particular query processing components. So in detail, if we are talking about query processing, then mainly three parts are there. Particular our query language in which user are constructed the query. Next is query optimization. So using this methodology, query processor will decide which alternative is best suitable to execute this particular query, and query execution method. So from query optimization, it will choose one particular alternative that takes minimum of time to execute. But for that particular execution, which methodology is used, that will be the third case. So if any query processor is parsing the particular query, then it must follow these three parts. Now, next we will start about the distributed query processing. So when we are talking about distributed scenario, so we have to take care about that. Our data is distributed over the number of sites. Sites, that means place database server. So in real scenario, it may happen in reality, because number of employees can be placed at different sites. So we cannot assume that all the data are centrally stored. Okay, for example, for any MNC, MNCs are placed at different cities. For example, Mumbai, Ahmedabad, Bangalore. So the database of all the employees working at particular place may be stored at that particular place, but central database of the company will take care about from some of the same place. So how exactly data is flowing? That flow known as a distributed flow. So if any employee of Ahmedabad city is requesting for the data which is available at Bangalore site, so how exactly query is processed here, that will be covered with the help of in the distributed scenario. So in this particular figure, we can say that number of steps are following for distributed query processing. So let's understand all these steps one by one. So first step is query decomposition. So query decomposition, that means we are divided the whole query into the smaller part. Next is data localization. In the data localization, we have to cover the particular parts. In the decomposition, we are getting the parts of the query. That parts is belonging to which particular site. Okay, it may occur that particular data is available at the different sites. So which part is belonging to that particular database query, that we have to decide in data localization. Third topic is global optimization. So global optimization, that means we have to try to reach that particular local site. Suppose Ahmedabad client is requesting for data that is available at Mumbai. So our query is moved to the particular server. So how exactly this query is moved to that particular server, that is all about global optimization. And local optimization is the fourth topic, is all about how exactly query executed at that place. Okay, that is all about local optimization. So you with the help of different schemas and particular fragments, we will decide this particular answer. So let's understand all steps in detail. So first step is our query decomposition. So how exactly query decomposed? Okay, so query is decomposed with the help of global schema. Global schema means we have to cover the whole data as some internal data. So how exactly we are getting this data? So for the step number 1, we have a calculus query which are covered by the particular user. Using global schema, basically 4 steps will be executed: normalization, query analysis, query simplification, and query reconstruction. So using these 4 steps, user query is verified first. The query written by the user is correct or not. Syntax is correct or not. If syntax is wrong, then query is rejected from step number 1. But if query is correct, then particular query is simplified into the small parts, and that parts is reconstructed according to the relational algebraic query. So using step number 1, we are getting the relational algebraic query for the particular distributed relation. For the input of this particular step, we are taking from the user, that is our calculus query, but in the output we are getting equivalent relational algebraic query. Now next move to the step number 2, that is data localization. So from step number 2, from the step number 1, we are getting the algebraic query according to our calculus query. So fragment schema will help us to decide which site belonging to which fragment or which part of that query. So in step number 1 output, we are taking the small parts, that is known as a fragment of our query. So which fragment is belonging to which site, that will be decided by the fragment schema, and that fragment schema is helping us to allocate the particular data belonging to that site. So how exactly we are getting fragment schema? So fragment schema is taken from the statistics. So first, when we are designing our architecture, we have a global directory GDD. From that global directory, we are getting the exact location where the exactly our database part or fragment is belonging to a particular site. So in step number 2, we are taking the input from step number 1, apply fragment schema statistics and getting the equivalent fragment query. Now we are moving to the third step, that is global optimization. So from the step number 2, we are getting fragment query. Now if I want to execute this fragment query, how exactly I calculated how I reach to that fragment query. Okay, suppose I know particular query can be executed at that location. Okay, but which are the alternatives to reach there? Okay, because we have to take care about the communication cost also. So for reaching the particular site, we have number of alternatives. From that alternatives, which alternative is best one or optimal one, that is belonging to step number 3. That is our global optimization. Now, which particular parts will be converted to our destination, which will be affected factors. So here, if we are executed our particular query, so fixed cost will be CPU cost and disk space and buffer space. So these 3 costs is exactly as a centralized one, but in distributed system we are getting more cost of communication because we don't know exactly where at which place our particular query will be executed. So from the statistics of this fragment in the past, we are getting this particular cost. So in the step number 3, we are getting the optimized fragment query with the communication cost. Optimized fragment query, that means we are getting how exactly that query will be executed and how the cost will be affected for executing this query. Now we are moving to the step number 4, that is local optimization. So in step number 3, already we have decided how exactly the particular query is executed at that particular place, that is remote place. So that is our particular optimized fragment query. Now, according to the communication cost, our query is reached to the particular destination. Now, that particular destination is decide how exactly this query is executed at this local place. Okay. For example, client is executed query from Ahmedabad to Bangalore place. Our main goal of first step 3 is to reach the query to the particular location Bangalore. But after reaching this query to this location, now this server or site is decide how exactly this query is executed. That is local optimization. So it is up to that particular location how exactly query is executed from the number of alternatives. So after the performing step number 4, we are getting the optimized local query. So query processing in distributed system is following 4 steps, okay, that we already discussed in detail. So first 3 steps is all about control side. Control side, that means where the query is coming, okay. In distributed system, we are providing transparency to the user. So user is not exactly knowing from where particular request is coming, from where our data is executed. So any site query may execute. Okay, but exactly if data is not available, then it is transparently transferred to the number of sites which are available at the remote site. So in the step number 4, exactly the data, our query is executed. So that's why we are saying that it is our local sites. So whole design of distributed query processing is divided into the 2 parts, control side and local side. In the control side, first 3 components are executed. In the 4th particular local side, our local optimization is executed. So this is all about our query processing in distributed system. Thank you for watching this video.